Okie pokey weirdos, I'm Rev, and welcome to my world of cosplay shenaniganery. Run away!
Okie pokey.
These are the only brown pair of pants I own, so I'm going to be wearing these. If you're worried about furries, I think you're on the wrong channel, hun.
We're going to set these down gently because I love my scissors.
An Alice in Wonderland wabbit hood. Floppy, floppy, flop.
You come over here.
And today, if you read the title, I am becoming a demon squirrel. I am closet cosplaying Hyzenthlay from Satellite City. She's another one of the critters created by Fenna, so I want to have my version of her to be able to interact with the Lucy Lace Maker that I've made.
Oh, we need some preener! Let's have a look. An inch or two and then she knows when to say when!
Although I am doing a closet cosplay, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect. I'm working with what I got. We'll see how closely I can get myself looking like a demon squirrel. What I've collected so far for my Hyzenthlay closet cosplay. These are the only brown pair of pants I own, so I'm going to be wearing these. Then it was between two kinds of tops. I initially thought my steampunk top with the ruffly front and then a little white cravat to bring in the white accents. However, I didn't feel like this was enough white. So, we have the white ruffly blouse that kind of looks furry. It is a little bit fuzzy. It's got some velvety bits, and a brown jacket to bring in the brown while still having enough white. This is actually an Alice in Wonderland wabbit hood, but out of all of my supplies, this is what will work best for her head and ears, without making something completely new. However, the insides of the ears are dark brown, so I'm going to be using scraps from a thrifted baby blanket to tack in the pink so that the insides of her ears are pink. Run away!
We're going to set these down gently because I love my scissors and they need to stay in good condition. You come over here.
There are those stitches. They're not pretty, they're not perfect, but we're going to call them good enough because it's Hyzenthlay and Lucy's been beating the crap out of her. Next, I'm still torn between having the black gloves or the white gloves because she has both colors on her paws, but I also have brown hand warmers and the couple of pieces that I stole from my Rum Tum Tugger cosplay, the wrist cuffs and his tail. However, I would not really see her tail very easily in this cosplay for filming shorts, so this tail will actually be her little mohawk that goes over her head. I gotta get her little mohawk tacked down so it lightens up the coloring on this headdress since it is so dark and she's much more red. This adds the red. Once I pull this together, I'll decide between the two pairs of gloves. I'm leaning more towards the white just so I can get more white in her costume. Fuzzy ears to get my hair out of the way. And moisturizer. So I have to do a mixture of a makeup that will match that hood along with looking like Hyzenthlay. Firstly, setting spray. I always do a base of setting spray so that I have a solid base so that no cheap face paint is going to be touching my skin. Because the hood is so dark, I need to start out with a dark base that comes closer to the face. If you're worried about furries, I think you're on the wrong channel, hun. Foundation first. I'm going to start mimicking the look of fur with my foundation first, so I already have that texture in there. Okay, let me fix something here. We have somebody being extremely inappropriate in the comments. Let me fix that. There we go. I'm gonna rag because I'm going to make a mess with all the makeup. Whoa, that's a little more watery than I was expecting. I'm mixing cheap face paint with my foundation so that it'll actually have better coverage and I can get the fur texture into my makeup. Now this color is actually perfect for Hyzenthlay, except I need to go a little darker on the outside so that it matches the hood better. And, oh, which one of her eyes is damaged? Let's see. Her right eye. So I can come in closer on the left, but I'm leaving more space open on the right so I can darken her eye because she has essentially a black eye, a damaged eye. Trying to finish up this pigment, there isn't a whole lot of it. And then I can move on to a darker color and blend it out to get some more fur strokes in here that are a little more obvious. Better. You can see it now. And I haven't done face paint in almost a year, maybe a little over a year. So I am a little rusty, we'll see how well I do. And of course all the dog hair in the house starts sticking to my face once I start putting face paint on. I'm going to go ahead and darken her eye, get her white cheeks on pink nose so that I can see the character a little more in what I have going on here. Because it still doesn't look like the character to me yet. Pink nose time! Little pink nose. I may need to lighten it a bit because the light pink of the ears is so light. That helps, except with the headband I look like a little kitty. We'll get there. Evil vampire face paint. She has little white swirl details on her cheeks, so I'm gonna see about recreating those. Now the question is, can I make the other side match? I'm gonna put them on backwards so that I can tuck the pom-poms into my sleeve. Like so. Maybe. The pom-poms say, no! We're going to stick out. That is that. Got 4 white marks on her nose. Alright, 4 little white marks on her nose. Kinda looks like she's going to a Vocaloid concert. She's got such a sad little face. Let's test it with the hood. The bear ears are messing with me. Yeah, I do need to blend the colors a little more. This is still too red, but we're getting somewhere. Need to darken up the fur a bit to match the hood. Yeah, I have the little turned down mouths, and she's always says she's sad little bean. And I keep dipping back and forth between my brown and black paint for the damaged eye so that it blends. And her damaged eye has turned red, so I will be painting my eyelid red because I do not have contacts for that. Nice little layering of brown and white there. I don't know if I think the furry wrist cuffs might be too much. I think we're gonna go with it. I kept not being happy with this, and once I'm getting the damaged eye in there, I'm like, oh, there she is. I can see her now. And I will not be doing my waterline because I don't like doing my waterline and my eyes will water and then I will ruin my makeup. So we're going to avoid that issue. Feather it out because it needs to be. Alright. I will do a setting spray so I don't lose what I have and I can start darkening up some spots. If anyone's curious, that's what my palette looks like right now. I have a second one that's just white. I usually do that so that the white isn't getting messed up with any of the other colors. Sometimes I'll put yellow on the white palette as well, all the lighter colors that I don't want blending. And I'm gonna put some brighter red eyeshadow over this so that it will really pop. I definitely need to darken the fur a little more. I also have a black powder that will help give that cheap face paint some oomph. I am not a professional makeup artist. I'm doing what works for me. And that's it. And white powder around the other areas with white. Darker brown time. I think I will use my little, this was a liquid liner that dried out and I still keep the brush for tiny details like fur. That's already matching the hood a lot better than this side, so we're getting somewhere. I wish y'all could see what I can see without my glasses, because I'm practically doing this blind. I have a vague impression of what my face looks like, and I've also been doing makeup long enough to have an idea of where everything needs to go, but everything is extremely blurry. Flopper, flopper, flopper. And I believe that is where I'm going to stop the live stream. So this is what we have for the makeup. I will be getting into cosplay and filming some short form content, as well as how I did the makeup, as well as how I put the closet cosplay together, and all that good stuff. Final details after the live stream. Gonna get this totally colored, not quite red, not quite pink, so that this comes, the eyeball comes out a little brighter because her eye glows. That's a little better. And a darker foundation to do the rest of my lips. This tickles so bad. Ah! I think that is it. Let's check with the bunny hood. Try not to get this thing in the paint. I think that's it. So, you will see me in the reveal. Good. A little harder to do with gloves on. Let's try it this way. I need to be able to see this. Does this work? Not with the glasses on, no, it doesn't look right with the glasses. Wish I had a lighter brown jacket. It's a little dark. I will make it work.
Nice makeup. Why is there a tiny pumpkin in the middle of the floor?
The touch screen is not working with the gloves on. Love it.
Go away. Alright. You always tease me, but I never actually thought you'd cooked up in a lab by you sick freaks. You think that scares me anymore? I'll wear this scar with dignity, not shame. Is your tea?
Am I recording? Yes.
Stop at that, love!
You okay, Lucy? You seem different.
I've never felt more alive, little dove! How many square does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know, Smith. I can't wait. Jesus fuck!
The ceiling? To the floor? Or doing a quadruple backflip? I could land on my feet.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh,
Oh, this is so hard to do by myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. Frickin' heck. Oh my god, this is so hard. Okay. And then I have to pull this back on. So, remember those subs, coms, thumbs, and a ding, because I will be posting short form content with Hyzenthlay in there, along with Lucy Lacemaker, of you who stuck around the whole time for this. So thank you very, 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 very much. Thank you all very much. Goodbye. And welcome to the madness. Get the little balls back in there. I had a Q-tip over here. There it is. It's still sticking out. There we go. Need to make that eye pop. Not out, just color-wise. I need you to not be in the way.